Where we last were, you three were going. You, James, fucking Clover, James, and Ghosty were all traveling east, and eventually, after about maybe a mile of traveling, y'all come across this large wooded area, and off in the distance, you do see a town, a small town with only about three homes, but larger homes nonetheless.
James, are you feeling okay?
He nods.
Do you guys want to go to the village over there?
Um, well, it's a small town, but sure, should be safe. After all, it doesn't look like there's anything. But the house is quite big. But 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 it doesn't hurt to give it a.
Whilst you're walking, you do notice that all of the trees do appear to be safe. None of them have holes in them or anything like that, nor creatures hiding inside.
Hey, normal trees.
Both of you
Permanent.
guys encounter this large red thing that appears in front of you. On it, you see that it says that you need to complete or get through 4 objectives out of your current quest.
Oh
Oh.
no, dude!
Before you can start the next one.
Oh, so this is our new quest.
Well, there's trees, and the trees are safe. Build something, right? What if we were to build? What's something? I don't think building a. Wait, we could. You can build a fire. Making a fire counts as building, right?
James shrugs and nods.
All right,
I guess.
let's make a fire then.
He turns and starts walking off to, go do whatever himself, see if he can.
I set Angel down and start trying to use my ability just to get him to wave.
You start what?
Trying to use my ability to get him to wave.
Alright. So you use Soul String Snare. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Projecting parts of your life force, that injects 3 health into your companion. As he is starting to move now on his own. And does whatever you command.
I just wave hello at Ghosty and then stop.
Oh, that's interesting. Hello. Well,
Clover, you do see the red thing go away for you.
oh, that's
I
crazy.
haven't built anything.
You've completed 4 out of 5.
Oh, neat.
Uh, I'll get to working on a fire, and you can move on. Get a
Ghost, you did
I,
too.
I,
The
what?
only one that hasn't is James.
I
He
pick up
come
Angel.
he comes back with a stick on a rock.
Wait, how did I?
You talk to the companion, Clover's companion, which is considered an NPC.
Uh,
You
oh,
befriended said companion, which is also a creature.
let's go.
You use your natural ability to float, and you found and started a new quest.
Angelo. Well, at least I. Wait, is you saying person's name like. I'm trying to think, is you speaking like of like. the-
Bro, what are you talking about right now?
I don't. I wish I knew. I'm so sorry. Because, I didn't know, um, like Nicole's name, but they refused to tell me. But you.
I was more so talking to Clover, not you. Or I was more
Okay.
so talking to Lucas, not you. Uh,
Okay.
we'll get this out of the way fast. James befriends your companion as the red wall goes away for everybody.
Yay.
That was. Is she gonna be able to go through?
James shrugs.
Let's try it.
All of you guys step past the quest block. And now you're able to begin your
Nice.
new quest. Your new quest is now called Elder's Vale.
I do hug Angelo in my arms.
Very nice.
Well, I get a stretch in real quick before I start walking again.
Mm-hmm. Performing a nice stretch as Angel, Clover hugs Angel. Everybody just continues walking. Eventually, after passing over a bridge, you all come across and notice very quickly very many people all standing around a cave, just kind of looking inside of it. They all look rather concerned.
Did
Do
we?
you guys want to go investigate?
We might have came at the wrong time. It could be. I mean, I guess, but you don't really know what happened. So.
The
I'll
person
start walking over to this.
the person who catches all of your guys' attention as you begin approaching is this man. I'm sorry, wait. That shit ain't loading. That shit ain't working. My mistake.
You're fine.
Alright, one moment. Talk amongst yourselves.
Should talk to him. He doesn't seem very concerned.
Um, I guess. Uh, I say very intently as I walk over to the guy and tug on,
And what?
and tug on his pants a little bit to get his attention.
Oh, right, you're short.
I'm 2'5". What do you think?
Seemingly noticing you before you even, show up, he turns around to look at you. Are you guys adventurers?
Uh, you could say that.
Alright, well, we need help.
What's going on? What's wrong?
Something kind of terrorizing the town is hiding inside of the cave.
Terrorizing?
Yeah.
What kind of terrorizing?
People going missing.
Uh, you know what it looks like at all, or something that
What?
attacks?
It's in the cave.
Okay. Well,
I'm going to assume you saw it go in this cave.
Uh, we just know that it hasn't left the cave.
So you don't know what it looks like.
Not
And,
necessarily. It only comes out at night.
oh, alright. Hmm. Well, we have no idea how big or small the creature is, and we know how much it's been technically kidnapping or eating people.
From what I understand, it only comes out at night, and it's possible that it was resurrected. It's supposed to be undead, from what we know, from what we're told. There was a curse that was put on this land a while ago, unfortunately.
What's the curse?
It was a curse that was struck on us by the Citadel of Everglow. For every generation, there will be only one born, eventually leading to all of us dying out.
I pause and I poke Andrew to get his attention without looking at him. Do you think that could possibly be the wolves that passed by the other day? Because those seem kind of undead.
Angel says, no, those were anti-soul creatures.
Hmm.
They have nothing to do with this. This guy says, my name is Michael, by the way. Are you going to help us or no? As much as we all have powers, it wouldn't be useful.
Well,
I would certainly like to help. I look around to everybody else.
I run a smithery, so if either of you guys need any weapons, then I wouldn't mind bringing you some.
an axe.
An axe?
An axe.
I
Sure.
would have thought you would ask for a hammer.
But the axe won't be enchanted or anything like that. I hope you understand that. It will just be a normal axe.
Just not. Okay.
Lumberjack axe.
It over.
And you? Turning to you, Clever.
I um I have more experience with curved weapons like scythes or stuff like that.
Sure.
I used to help my dad farm. That's the only real experience with weapon I have.
He pulls out a harvester's scythe. Both of your weapons only do 2 damage.
I'm alright with that.
From what I understand, the Elder Lich should be in the cave. It doesn't have any magic or anything like that. It's close combat.
Mm.
James, do you want to stay here?
James shakes his head.
Are you sure? You can't really move your hands and you have a whole person on you.
He nods.
I mean, doesn't James have sharp? He could put those to use as knives.
Oh, both of you, before you actually do go, I have something to ask. The Elder Lich is guarding something. It's called the Dark Heart. We need it in our possession.
What for, if you don't mind me asking?
Without any disrespect, I somewhat do mind you asking.
All right. I respect your privacy. I was just curious
But
because, such as the dark heart, or whatever it was, you know, it just piques my interest. So.
I understand.
But don't worry. Once we find this, we'll pressure treasure back to you.
The dark heart is a purple crystal. It should be within the chest of the Elder Lich.
All right. You ready to go?
Oh, and one more thing.
Hmm?
If you four do manage to come back, I am willing to pay you a hefty amount of gold if you were to go to the Citadel and try to get our curse relieved.
Well, I don't believe we know where the Citadel is, so we would need a
I will provide you with details if you do survive this fight.
bet. Honestly, how does that sound to you, team?
It sounds alright.
Thank you so much. He does some form of bow and then backs away, out of your way.
All right, let's get it. I say as I put the axe over my shoulder and just start strutting to the cave.
James follows. Clover?
I follow.
All right. I will give you guys a moment to plan.
All right. So going based off the fact that we have no idea how big this creature is, how big this cave is, or how valuable the guarding is, or what it is, I say we just try to scare it off. Well, actually, no, it would probably harm Cave. But maybe killing it isn't the best thing, perhaps? What if we just injure it enough to where it's not able to move? And
I
then we
will.
can just,
Sorry?
oh, I was just gonna say that, like, and then we just possibly, like, come back and heal it after, if it's, like, still alive after we're done with it.
So, I will say that the only way that you guys are actually going to be able to get XP from the quests is by completing them. Fully finishing them. All of them.
Okay?
So you will not be getting the 4 XP from getting started if you don't build something. It's as simple as that.
Alright. I plan to build a fire later.
Okay, are you guys ready?
I would like to try befriending this creature first.
Alright.
See if it can be tamed.
From what Mike said, it's not a creature. It's a resurrected, it's an undead monster.
Yeah.
It's not going to be tamed.
Oh, it doesn't have a brain or anything?
It's necromancy.
Oh. Kill it. It needs to be dead.
Oh,
It's supposed to be dead.
All right, time's up.
okay.
Walking into the cave, off in the distance, y'all see this across from you. As you see him slam the axe against the floor as he begins approaching you.
Is the axe still in the floor?
Alright, I'm gonna make a tally of stupid questions.
I'm asking you if it brought the axe with it or if it left the axe on the floor.
Oh,
Hold on.
Is that a stupid question?
Okay. Yes, it brought it with it.
Guys, can we pause
Okay.
for a second? I'm so sorry. Not in a fight. Anyway, continue.
Okay, so I'm going to be mixing up the Google documents. Alright. Oh, shit. Okay, there you are. Okay, so Nicole goes last, goes second, James first.
Oh my gosh, for
James-
once.
James skips over his turn and then goes. It's yours.
Oh, bro! Ain't no way, Jit. I'm gonna start by going for his ankles, trying to cut his feet.
As Ghost begins running up to the Elder Lich, and the Elder Lich runs to meet you in the middle. You do what?
I attack him at the ankles, trying to cut his feet off.
Alright. In order to fully, successfully, actually cut off his feet, you will have to score a 20 or higher.
You?
And this will be a strength check. We'll roll like this. 1. As you manage to accidentally cause the axe to fly out of your hand, and it cuts up your arm, flying and hitting the ground.
Wait, you said it cuts off my arm?
Cuts up your arm.
Oh, okay.
You take 2 points of damage
Okay. Oh.
as the Elder Lich swings his axe over his head. 11.
Wait.
You are able to dodge, and then this will be your last move.
Oh.
Would you like to try and dodge?
Wait, didn't I already dodge?
No. What? Where did that come from?
Yes,
It was the Elder
trying to...
Lich's. It was the Elder Lich's turn after he raised his axe to attack you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you failed the attack. You failed your attack. 2. Oh my gosh. The Elder
I'm going
Lich.
to die.
The Elder Lich buries its axe into your side, causing bleeding. You take whatever is left. 2, causing 5 points of damage, leaving you at 22 health.
Crazy.
The Elder Lich pulls his axe out and throws you to the side. You do have a little bit of time for recovery because the Elder Lich takes his attention off of you and turns it onto this group over here. Clover, what would you like to do? All of these rocks are small pebbles, large pebbles, etc. on the ground. Do keep in mind that because you are wielding a weapon, you will not be able to use Marionette's Whip to its full potential.
I would like to start moving forward, but I want to kind of grab a rock and throw it at his head.
Grabbing the nearest rock you can find. What size of a rock are you looking for?
Just one that fills my hand.
So like a small pebble? Or like a pebble?
Sure.
Alright. And then you try and throw it at his head?
Mm-hmm.
What's the purpose?
To do any form of damage, maybe chip the skull. See if there's anything underneath. Wow.
1. The rock goes flying out of your hand and hits you on the head. You,
Up,
however,
up.
because of the size of the rock, do not take any points of damage.
After that, I'll just continue walking at the thing with the scythe.
He slams his axe against the ground and lets out this weirdly screechy war cry. All right, Ghosty, it's your turn. The Elder Lich has completely deemed you just a nuisance.
That's great. Okay. What I want to try to do, I limply get up, of course, and I'm going to take the biggest and heaviest, the biggest rock that I can carry, try to float above it, and drop it on its head.
So, you will be taking 2 points of bleed damage for the next 3 moves. Meaning in total you will be taking 6 points of bleed damage. Until you are at 16 HP. You do what?
I take the biggest rock that I can find and carry, and I try to hover over the creature's head and just knock it out
Huh.
with the rock.
Innovative. Let's check your strength. We'll do a strength check. Just to make sure that you can actually carry this very heavy rock. 6. Unfortunately, you aren't able to carry a super heavy rock, but you do carry a moderately sizable rock. Your amount of strength is not equal to your size. As you fly over, hover over.
Yeah, I hover over its head to make it so it doesn't notice me.
All right, and we are going to do a stealth check to make sure that he actually doesn't notice you. 18. You completely pass its perception as you drop the rock on this thing.
Yeah.
It chips away at its bone just a little bit, but only this part. As you can see, this weird black, fleshy, kind of like vines inside of its head. As it just turns and looks up at you. Clover, it is your turn.
Since it's distracted, it is distracted, right?
Currently it's looking up at Ghost.
Yeah, I'm hovering over it so it is distracted.
Oh, shoot. I'm still so far away. My legs must be tiny. All I can really do at the moment is just continue to go toward it.
Okay. You are now in attacking range. And we'll see if it notices you through a stealth check. Unless there's an alternative that you'd like to do.
Sure, stealth check. Because that gives me an advantage
13.
on my hits.
It doesn't really notice you, but any high movement or sudden paces, it will be completely focused on you. No stealth check required.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. What is your attack, if you perform one?
Is Ghosty, like, directly in the middle behind him?
No. Ghosty is just behind him. Above and behind him. So, like, diagonal, like that. This is him, this is Ghosty.
So I want to swing at, like, trying to sever his arm that is furthest from Ghosty so that there's a lesser
one?
chance of me. Whichever one is furthest from Ghosty.
So it would be this sword one.
Mhm.
And where would you like to aim the scythe? Right here?
Yeah, at that wooden bit.
Okay. You are going to have to pass a check of 16 to actually deal quite a bit of damage to it, and you need to get a 23 in order to... You need to get a nat perfect in order to completely sever the arm.
Mhm.
A nat perfect depending on your dex. So it's an 8. Never mind, you don't need to get a nat perfect. You need to get a 23. 4. The scythe wedges into the wood as the Elder Lich takes a big, long swing with his axe, only using a single hand. You have plenty of time to react. We will be doing an agility check to see if you actually manage to, survive this encounter. Chances are you will, because the check is only about you only need to get about a 10 to survive this.
Um,
15. Would you like to
I
dodge?
guess I'll dodge moving right.
Moving right?
North.
That is in the direction of his attack. I mean, you are going to dodge
South.
it, but that's still in the direction of his attack.
South.
It's an axe, Nicole. It's a sweep.
What do you want me to do? Move backwards?
Whatever
Yeah.
you want. I mean, regardless, you are going to get out of the way, but it's kind of up to you how you want to do it.
I'll move back.
Dodging backwards, that does give you a little time to recover, as the Elder Lich throws himself off balance, hitting with his offhand. Ghost, that is time for you. He is
Okay,
off balance,
alright.
and his focus is off of you.
All right, can I get a picture of the guy again? All right. So, this big as lines. You said that he had like a weird goop coming out of his head, right?
No. In his head, it's like this weird vine, just kind of... It looks almost like a virus inside of it.
I try to pull it out. That's the most I can do right now because I'm above it and I can't really
What's your
damage it.
mind? Oh, you do hear James, and he sees you trying to do this. You do hear him scream within, like, the mask. Holding his hand out to you. Ghost, would you still like to pull this out?
I'm gonna risk it.
Reaching in, this black and purple thing climbs onto your arm. The Elder Lich, his head falls to the ground. His entire body does. All of you guys notice this very, very dark purple, like almost like veins just kind of reaching from around. Very fast it surrounds the cave, and one of the vines completely wraps around James. As it is doing the same thing to you, Eric.
Ooh, okay. Something tells me that's not good.
I am going to do a constitution check to see if you manage to fight off this infection. You're going to have to get a 15 or above. 19!
Yes!
Ghost, you manage somehow to find the will to fight through this this disease or whatever it is.
I am the man.
You guys do have a couple of moments for recovery. James is being attacked by whatever the hell this thing is, and it doesn't seem like the Elder Lich is exactly done.
Also, I've only caused more damage.
Clover, what would you like to do?
Oh, that's my name.
Were you listening?
Yes. It took me a minute to realize that was my name.
What would you like to do? These purple vines are coming out of this Elder Lich, and you can tell he's just not done yet. It's not over. Hello?
Sorry, I was reading my abilities.
Okie dokie.
Cause I don't know if this is how this works, but I wanted to see if I could use Lifeline Tether to take life force from the infection. Kill it.
No.
I didn't think so.
Your Lifeline Tether only retrieves your life force after using Soul Snare.
And I'm assuming the word my is important.
Yes, because it's only your life force. Whatever you put into something else, you can only take that back.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, right.
The Elder Lich does start to stand up.
So what I was wanting to do was, while it was down, was to take this scythe and just start cutting into it.
As Clover runs up to the Elder Lich while it's beginning to stand up. "28, 23. You manage to slash half of its deer face off as more of these weird vine-like growths just kind of jump out and start wrapping around everything. So many of them are wrapping around James. It looks almost as like the infection is just spreading.
Is it still my turn?
You do not have any turns for an attack.
It's technically a side action.
Then yes.
I just want to take 2 rocks and start clacking them together to make sparks.
Okay.
Basically trying to cause fire.
While you're doing this, what's left of the Elder Lich does stand up. Cause fire on what?
The Elder Lich. Because he's wood.
The spark travels onto the Elder Lich. What was your lucky number again?
3.
Four. The flame only travels across only travels across this part, as it does slowly go out when he fully rises. He no longer has his axe or sword in hand, and it seems like he's almost drunkenly swinging around. His attacks are reduced to a 10. He pulls a nat perfect, which is a 20, on both of you guys. Which means that both of you would have to beat higher than a 20 in order to counter or dodge.
No.
As you can see, the infection is starting to, like, take over James. Climbing all the way up him. What kind of roll would you guys like to make, and how?
Oh, so this is like a collected action.
This is for both of you guys.
Okay.
This isn't to communicate about, I mean, you can, but this is, Nicole would want to make, I don't know, Nicole, you could want to make a dexterity check in order to counter his swinging hands, or Ghost, you could want to make fucking, I don't know, an agility check, an agility check to dodge out of the way. So this is literally just what you guys want to do.
I would want to do a dexterity.
Also, if I wasn't clear enough, Ghost, your axe is on the ground.
Oh, that's aesthetic.
Okay, Nicole, we're gonna perform. Ghost, we're gonna go for your check first.
Okay. This is fun. Man, I only have 2 things, and that's creativity and ability. I don't know if creativity is really gonna do anything though, or ability.
It could. Depends on you.
All right. I'm gonna go with ability, because I feel like my floating would be. Actually, I'm gonna go with my gut creativity.
What's that?
I'm gonna go with my gut creativity. Maybe I'll come up with a creative plan or something.
Please don't take too much time, as the world will move without you. The time that you take to think out of character is only a few moments slower than in character. This only slows down time slightly.
Okay. Well,
It cannot be considered a saving grace.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go with creativity.
How would you like to use creativity?
Try to come up with a creative plan or something. You know, maybe try to find a way to use the environment against this thing.
Creativity. Due to the vines being ejected and Clover being able to stand on them, you're able to assume that you can stand on them as well. Maybe you can make something with the vines, or pull something out of the vines, or use the vines to pull yourself away.
Mm-hmm.
While you're picking one of those 3 options, Nicole, what would you like to do?
I would like to use dexterity to just try and move away from the swamp.
That is your agility.
Agility?
Your agility is your legs, your dex is your hands.
Ah. Agility, which is a 7.
Do you want to try and counter, or...
I don't know how to counter a drunkenly swung sword. Oh, I have a scythe in my hands. Like, I want to try and parry.
Good. And parrying
I've
is
been
beneficial.
playing too.
21. 21. You managed to just barely parry him out of the way as it is opened for a riposte. Which, if you don't remember, a riposte can recover health as well. But how you riposte matters.
I don't remember what a riposte.
A riposte is an attack while an enemy is open after a parry that does critical damage, which is doubled.
In this open move, I would like to move him, basically try and use the scythe to knock him back to see if he drags the vines with him.
How do you want to use the scythe to knock him back? The blade?
I was gonna say using more so the stick end rather, or using the curve of the blade to my advantage.
So you're gonna swing at him? Like go for a slash?
Yeah, but trying to move him more northwest.
Okay.
Away from James.
This next roll, because you managed to get a riposte, this next roll will be performed perfectly, but it's going to matter based on your damage. 18, which is a 36. You manage to slash this thing's chest completely open, and inside you see what looks like to be described as the Dark Heart. As the Elder Lich, Ghosty, before this Elder Lich is completely defeated, is there anything that you'd like to do to assist?
What I was thinking was I would take the vines and try to form it into like a kind of like, I would tie the vines tightly around like a giant, just like a boulder that's like basically half my weight, like the same weight as me, and I would try to like throw it to its head.
Just before the riposte, Ghosty manages to throw this gigantic web of vines at this thing's head, knocking it slightly off balance. As slam, the scythe strikes, and the Elder Lich falls down, all of the bones collapse, and there you see it on the ground. The Dark Heart. Almost exactly how it was described. Congratulations. Both of you have beaten your first mini-boss.
Oh, that was a mini-boss?
Yeah. It's only gonna get harder.
Good morning.
I want to pick up the Dark Heart, but not with my hands.
What would you like to pick it up with?
I was gonna say,
I'll take off my sock and use that.
The vines do seem to be growing out of the Dark Heart.
And I'll honestly,
as all you see over here is James on the ground after being enveloped by all of these vines.
Are they still attacking?
It seems like it. It doesn't even seem like they were attacking in the first place. It seems almost like they were suffocating him in a way. He appears to be still unmoving.
I'm gonna take my, I don't know if I'm allowed to do something about this, but I pick up my axe and I run over to James, trying to cut the vines off of him carefully, but
all right,
quickly.
You got your axe back. Okay, so running over, cutting off the vines, he seems fine, almost like nothing was hurting him. He's completely breathing too. As a matter of fact, it's strange, but it almost looks like the dark stuff that was around his face kind of grew down to his neck. But it seems more skin tight, almost like he'd actually be able to move it.
I do want to use this.
Go ahead.
Use the scythe to sever the excess vines.
Off of the Dark Heart?
Mm-hmm.
You can see that it doesn't look like the corruption spreads from the dark heart. It's almost looks like it's just a carrier of it. You can feel that it would be safe to touch it.
In that case, I'll put it in my hand, put my sock back on my foot.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, walking back over to Ghost, the quest seems to be complete.
We did it.
Out of character. Those fools! They said retrieve the dark heart, not return it!
Honestly, that is something that my character would do.
It's a good thing I have it.
Yeah, honestly, I was thinking of I was gonna say Ghosty I just take my hand and I just start ripping like at it. I just grab it with both hands and start jetting to the exit to get out there as quickly as possible.
I have a sight. Oh, cute. No, I'm kidding. I do want to start trying to wake up James. Poke at him.
You do see him wake up, but it's almost like the vines are going up his neck, inside the neck. You can see the veins kind of like pulsing this purple glow. Not a glow,
James.
but they are purple and dark.
Are you okay?
He nods.
You said that the skin seemed tighter now, right? Like he would be able to function it. It's not mask as much anymore.
Like it's going down his neck. And yeah, almost like it's more skin tight, moving closer to his neck.
James.
So now it's not just here, it's all the way down here.
Okay. James, are you positive that you're feeling all right?
He nods again.
All right. Your skin just seems to be changing a bit. Well, that fast. You know what? You'll be fine.
You notice it's going up his legs too. Excuse me.
Can you try talking? Just open your mouth.
He struggles a lot, and it doesn't seem like it's any easier for him.
Well then.
I hold out my hand to offer him a hand up.
He holds out his hand, and you notice that it's spread up his arm.
That stuff's really starting to coat you, huh?
Is this what was? Is this what your face is made out of? I feel like whatever this stuff is, it's really starting to become a part of you.
He etches into the floor. My face wasn't like this before.
I had a feeling based off your reaction, but I'm trying to understand why it's growing now. I mean, does it hurt? Does it itch? Anything?
He shakes his head as he writes in the ground again. The sound of scraping stone against stone is just awful. But he says, maybe we should go back and try to get the quest done.
If you're sure.
I nod and start walking over to the yellow bird.
All right. If you insist you're all right, then let's just get going.
You see this girl has more definition to her. She has these red eyes that are, these gray eyes that are just open, and white silvery hair, along with clothes.
As I walk over, I can't help but have a smug look of like, well, look at that.
James kind of
She's
walks
growing.
over. He walks a little bit more fluidly now.
Seem to be getting used to that stuff on you. But would you look at that? Void seems to be more human. What do you know? Are we sure this stuff's like an infection? It seems to be helping people.
You saw what it did to the dead guy,
Yeah,
right?
he looks over at the Elder Lich and just shakes his head.
Well, yeah, but the vein.
I
Veins?
don't think
No.
there's any buts about that. It was attacking him.
Next to the Elder Lich, you see this. I'm sorry. Hold on. Both of you see this ghastly, dark figure come out from the side. As it leeches these shadows just kind of everywhere, his robes and cape just kind of flows perfectly in with the shadows. As he walks over to the Elder Lich. He looks like this.
Damn.
As he approaches the Elder Lich, all of these souls begin somewhat like dancing around him. Just kind of almost like they're happy. And then all of them at once go into his robe and disappear.
Those must have been the people that died.
And he disappears as well. The whispers follow him. When he showed up, you swore you could feel the presence of millions, trillions, just an infinite number of things around you. And it feels almost like 4 more were added to the collection.
We should get going. I'm not feeling very comfortable right now. The energy's kind of off.
All of you guys go out of the cave?
I go out of the cave. Yeah.
I'd say it's time to leave.
Very well. As these 4 lucky adventurers exit the cave.
As these 4
Very
just
lucky.
wobble out of the cave, half alive, missing a few limbs.
Yeah, any one of you interrupt me again and I'll skin you alive. No, I'm kidding.
Huh?
As you 4 exit the cave, the immediate recognition, all of you guys notice it. These vines are just kind of growing out of the cave now.
I tried to.
Are they doing anything?
Oh, sorry.
Turning the grass black with it. Oh, I'm sorry. What were we saying?
Oh, I was gonna say I take my axe and kind of like swing it, like just kind of like swing it onto the vines, trying to cut them, trying to keep them from growing much more.
They seem to be too thick, almost as if they're intertwining with the grass.
This isn't good.
I used the harvesting scythe to try and get rid of them.
It doesn't work again.
Are we sure we saved this place, or did we just cause more damage?
As Michael begins running up to both of you guys. Hey, are y'all okay?
Oh yeah, we're doing great. Just fine.
Well,
Just dandy.
you guys
I say
survived the lynch.
as I'm like, I'm like, yes, I can't speak. As I'm just holding like the scab on my side.
That's a pretty deep cut. Did you guys get it? The Purple Heart.
Yeah.
What happened in there?
I don't know how to describe it, but
You know what, guys? Come on inside. I'll treat you to a drink or something.
Band-Aid would be nice.
Even though we defeated it, it doesn't feel like we won.
Definitely. Is this normal?
That's how questing works. That's just how it feels sometimes.
Well, I mean, the grass, the vines. Is
I
it normal?
I don't know, but I'm not worried about that right now.
Okay then.
What I am worried about is whether or not you guys retrieved the Dark Heart.
Well, we did. It's in our hands. Well, in their hands. I say as I like nod over to, Nicole's character.
Please return it to me.
You said retrieve. Never really mentioned return to you
Look at your
specifically.
quest, Ghosty. It
Okay.
says return.
He looks at you with some disdain, Ghosty. Your reputation has gone down a little bit.
I was just okay. Yeah. Yeah. This is where I learned to keep my mouth shut.
Please?
Holding it out to him, I do say, what is it exactly that you want with this thing?
Just to
Those
keep it
purple vines.
just to keep it out of the hands of the Veil. There's a
What's
lot
the
of
veil?
the Veil is this purple and black um, evil. It's a natural evil to our world, and it threatens us every day. Specifically, our village. We've managed to keep it in line by keeping the Dark Heart with something necromantic, but now that it's dead, we have to find a new vessel. We have to find something that can actually handle the infection. Something that won't die just by being touched by it.
I just kind of slowly turn to look at James and then back at the guy.
James just kind of looks around. What, you think him?
Those vines fully encased him. Completely. And he has not a scratch. Not a single HP lost. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, as good as that is, I don't know if I can trust it in somebody that I don't know.
I would also
understand.
And
right.
you know what? Maybe you guys can earn my trust. Only if you're interested.
And
Yeah, no, I'm interested.
He looks at you,
I
Ghost.
like making friends.
Ghost, he looks at you.
well, I'm curious as to how exactly. I mean, we returned this thing that basically cost us our lives. I feel like that should be trust enough.
Well, I'll give you guys healing potions. It'll only restore 5 HP, but hopefully that does something. And for you to get my trust, I only request that you go and talk to the people in the Citadel. Just talk. You don't have to attack them or anything like that.
Simple enough.
And get them to remove the curse.
I personally don't really need the healing potion. I didn't take any damage in the fight.
Well, your friend with the giant slash on him might, so maybe you can, I don't know,
I
just
was gonna say
give her
I
give it
would.
yours.
to
Yeah, give her
Ghosty.
yours.
Yes, I would
That's
appreciate it, please.
actually what I was suggesting too.
Great minds think alike. I smile.
26. You have recovered 10 HP. Ghost.
Oh.
Which puts you at 26 HP.
Okay. I am curious as to if the the gash in my side is still like bleeding though, even though I'm like healed.
No, it's not bleeding. Once your bleed damage went away, you stop bleeding out.
Okay.